All right, back again with a review from a company called Dievier. Hope I'm pronouncing that right. This boot here, just to let you know, they sent me this boot a little while ago. I didn't pay anything for it, so I'm gonna give you my review. They wanted the review, I'm gonna give it to you. But before we start, we're gonna go here with my cigar today, which is a Rocky Patel Vintage 1999. It's a Connecticut. I don't like it at all. I'm smoking it down. I don't like it. I can be honest, man, which that's what I do. I've never liked anything Rocky Patel made. Now, I don't think I've had them all, but I'm very hesitant to purchase a Rocky Patel stick because everything I've had is I don't like. I don't know if they just market it well or the name sounds well. I've actually met him, and I told him I haven't found a stick I liked from them. Beauty of it is, hey man, there's plenty of other companies out. You just keep trying until you find it. But I am really not a fan of this. I've smoked it down, but I'm pretty much done with this. I'll probably let it ash out and be done. It has a bittery taste to it. It doesn't have any good notes to it. And it's a Connecticut, so it's not real strong. But it's not good. It's a typical Rocky Patel cigar for me. Now, you guys might love it. I don't like it. It's nothing to it. It's kind of bittery. Yeah, I'm not a fan of this. I'm really not a fan of Rocky Patel. I know a lot of people are. I don't know if it's because of the price. I've had cheaper cigars that taste great. And I'm that guy, like, smoke what you like. I don't give a lot of tasting notes because I might taste cinnamon and you might taste hay. So, yeah, I'm not a fan of this stick. So, we'll keep it short and funky. All right, back to the Dievier boots. Again, these boots were sent to me, and the company went out of business, but they were sent to me. And again, didn't have time to get to them because I was out the country and I came back, and they were out of business. So anyway, let me get into it real quickly. I'm not gonna hold you guys long on this. It's a MocToe style, as you see. This boot is extremely comfortable. It's almost like a sneaker, man. I actually took a picture in it. I got one of my models to play basketball and I took a photo, and he even said like he couldn't tell it was a boot. It didn't feel like a boot. So that's a plus side for it. The sole here, as you can see here, I don't think this will last. It's really soft. It's a really soft sole there. I don't think it'll last if you are on cement all day and if you're a rugged work environment. I don't see this as a rugged work environment MocToe. I see it more as a casual, you can work in an office or, work inside, non-rugged employment, or just, hey man, you want to make a fashion statement. I see that with these. Sizing. When I spoke with them, I told them, I'm a true 13 granite. They said, well, hey man, our shoes are true to size. Well, when I took it out the box, I was like, this boot looks like a boat. It doesn't fit. So it might be a half a size off, large. So I had to take the pads out and add a pad. I'll show you that here in a second. To make it fit. Then when it did, it actually felt comfortable. So these are the pads that come in it. Now my good buddy at the Shoe Snob, Fitzpatrick, he'll tell you, like, if you get a pad and it's cushy, over time it's going to go flat. It's going to go flat and it's not going to be any good. Well, this is a cushy pad. It's very cushy and spongy. So, and he'll tell you, he was like, look, man, over time, those kind of pads will go flat and not work. And this is the pad. Now, I have wore the shoe, but this is how it came. And we'll talk more about that. So what I did was I took a pad like this you can get from Walmart. I stuck it in on the bottom. And I did like that with it. And it felt comfortable. It felt real comfortable, man. It was soft and, it was the most comfortable MocToe I think I've ever had. But I wouldn't do any kind of rugged work in it. Now, off of that, inside the boot, this is, I believe it's a veggie tan in there. Okay. The lining is supple. It kind of reminds me of a Beckett Simonon lining. It is very supple in there, and it feels good to the hand. Now, I normally wear merino wool, thick merino wool socks when I wear boots. I'm very, into that. So with these being the size, I definitely would wear those. But you don't feel the lining on your feet at all. Okay, you just don't. And the more I move it, I don't know if you can pick it up on camera. It looks like, yeah, I can pinch that lining and pull it away from the leather. So I can pinch that and pull it away from the leather. Another thing is, now you don't feel it as much because I wear the deep, thick merino wool. This seam here, all the way down to the heel, I can put my hand in there and I can feel that. So if I didn't have those thick socks on, this would drive me nuts. Okay, because you could feel that. But the leather lining is all the way through. It feels good. You got some rough out here on the heel, so you won't get heel slippage. Now let me show you what I discovered when I took the pad out. So when I took the pad out, look down in there, you can see that where the heel is split. Where the rough out is split. Not good. Then there's some other little issues down in there. There's like some glue down in both of those that you can see. Looks like something's been burnt down in there. Not good. I mean, for a brand new shoe, it's not good. The biggest thing for me is just that tear right there on the heel, where your heel sits down in there on the rough out. So let's just say, I was going to wear this shoe and it was my shoe. It was my daily driver shoe. Over time, that's going to split. And then what? So I would not jump in puddles or kick dog shit with these. But they look long on my foot. They look like boats. The stitching on it here, it's a true MocToe because it has a patch here in the apron. It's all stitched right across there, okay? But it's horrible. Look at the phrase on the stitching. Even the stitching is kind of uneven. Now, okay, well, you're splitting hairs. Well, yeah. So, this doesn't even look the same as that. You can look right there, right down in there and kind of see that. Now they're dirty because I wore them. I wore them for a good 4 or 5 days before I can give a good review. The sole here, this is a vegetan. It's untreated. So if I were to wear these often, I would take some like Venetian shoe care and put on here shoe conditioner and then hit it with wax just to keep that condition and protect it. That I would do. Now it's a 360-degree welt. The stitching on the welt is all uneven. I mean, I got some hand welded shoes. that the stitching is better, way better than these. And even if you look right here, look at that. You can kind of see right there, the stitching is bad on it. They talk about, hey man, it's a good value. Well, I always say a good value is something that's you're paying a decent price for and it's going to last forever. It's not a good value if it's inexpensive and it breaks down. That's called cheap. Okay. A good value is something that's affordable that will last forever. Customer service. When I dealt with them, the customer service was okay, but let me talk about customer service since we're in this online market today. Customer service. I believe customer service, the best customer service is when I don't have to talk to anybody. When I call or make my order, it comes on time and it works. To me, that's the best customer service you can ever have. Now, since we have online markets, well, if I go online, look on your website, I get all the information I need. Your contact information is not buried. That's also good. I've heard me in the past talk about Thursday Boots and talk about how good their customer service is. Well, it's not the best I've ever had. Why? Because I had to use it. Now, when I had to use it, they answered my questions and came through in a timely fashion. But to me, the best customer service is when I never have to call you. When my shoe or product came and bow, everything worked. That's the best customer service. Okay? Because the company values my time. I don't really want to call, email, wait for it, and have to be out at dinner. And then, they're contacting me. Hold on, give me a second. Let me talk to them, because if I don't talk to them now, they'll be closed in a half an hour and I got to wait till tomorrow. Or I'm at work, and some people at work, they can't get to their phones. So the best customer service is, they sent it, done. So with this boot, there's some issues. The stitching, this is airline leather. So, okay. If you look here, it looks like it's like the leather has the measles, for lack of a better term. It looks like it has the measles or some kind of rash just here, okay, on the shaft area, on both boots. Now down here, I don't see that. But on the shaft area, I don't know how they clipped it, but it looks that way. Now I know it's supposed to show the grain of the leather, but that's not grain. And if I'm wrong, I'm wrong. But I can only speak on what I know. So that's horrible. Okay, that's horrible. Now, yeah, well, hey man, the shoe's under 200 or under 150. I think at one point it was. So it's my 150. It's my $89. It's whatever it is. If this was not on the picture, don't send me that. So that's a knock for me. Hope you can pick that up, but it's on both. It's on both. So maybe it was bad cut leather or whatever, clipped leather. I don't know, piece of a leather. My good buddy again, the shoe snob. I like using him because he keeps it real. He talks about how companies, it's hard for them to get good leather. Especially the ones that are trying to give you an affordable shoe. Some companies can, he said, most can't. So maybe this was the reason why they went out of business. I don't know. I really don't want to see any company go out of business. People have family and they need to take care of. So I never want to see that. But, quality always helps. Quality and value in any order. So that's that part. What else is it with the boot? Oh, I also was told that they're supposed to be rebranding, so they might be coming back out, with under a new name. I don't know. So let me show you this here. It's a tall boot. Sometimes you can't pick it up on camera. I know I've ordered some boots. I was like, man, I didn't know it was that tall. Let's go from here. So as you can see here, from the top to the bottom, it's about 8 3/4. If I just want to go from here to here, it's about 7. Okay, so it's a tall boot now. Yep, see that? If you like tall boots, I think it's cool. One thing I do like, I don't like the pull tab, especially on boots that are high like this. So you know how you sit down and catch your pants leg. They do have one where the pull tab, it doesn't hook up, it stays down here, which I like that. You can just put your finger in. But I never use the pull tabs, man. I never use it. I'm a shoe tree guy. I'm sorry, shoehorn guy. So I always use shoe horns, man. When I travel, I take the little small one with me, the bone ones, and I use shoe horns. To save your shoe and not get that kind of stuff down in there, which came with it. I didn't do that. So, yeah, man, this is a no for me. Comfortable wise, yes. I do like the black bottom. Some MocToes, you got the big, thick white bottom. It's cool, but I like the option to have black, just to be different, more stylish, I would say. But I like that option to have black. Now, I do know they had like a suede version, some green like that. I would love to try that one. But no. Almond shaped toe, good. It's not real. You see some MocToes, man, they're like, to me, like a Big Mac. I don't have that kind of foot. My foot will swim in that. So I do like, a low profile MocToe. It looks like here it's probably a plastic or a fiberboard in there. Right now it's pretty firm. And even on the heel. So it's going to stay puffed up pretty good. It's a fiberboard or something in there. From here all the way across, it stops about right there. So that'll probably stay puffed up pretty good. Shoestrings or puffy shoestrings, remember we used to take these and push them back in there like that and let them hang and be decorative. You guys might remember that. If you guys remember doing that, put it in the comments. Push them all the way back in there and let them hang. If you didn't want to tie them up. Another thing I do like, I don't like those extra long shoestrings where you wrap them around and tie them again. I literally cannot stand that. I don't need all that shoestring. And for me, that little bit right there is not going to do any good. This goes way up your leg, so when you tie it in, it locks it in. Now, your foot does feel secure in here now. Okay, your ankle and everything does feel secure. It's really not a lot of break-in time. It's not a lot of break-in time. Okay, there is some break-ins you got to happen because this vegetan leather insole here in the welt, this welt, vegetan welt, it's got to break in the leather insole there. It's got to break in, but it's so comfortable. And then this part here has got to break in too, wear it real tight on your foot. But I don't recommend this, and they're out of business. I don't recommend this. There are other brands that are better. Even if you just wanted a casual look with a MocToe, there's a company that I've been dealing with, man, named Blackbird. They have some fabulous, casual MocToes, and their leather is really nice too. But yeah, this is a no. The pads on them, there wasn't even good. The QC, the quality control is horrible. In my opinion now. Hopefully it was just on mine. But again, they're out of business. But the quality control is horrible. This is a no for me. No, because of the leather is something's wrong, like a measles or whatever's in that. The stitching is bad. Their quality control didn't pick up on the frame or any of that. And it could have been they were going out like, hey man, we know we're going out. We haven't told anybody yet. Let's just send him these shoes. And that could have been it. I don't know. I hope not. All right. Back to Dievier. I believe this is the Nomad 2. So the Dievier company went out of business. Um, and I was told they're supposed to be rebranding, coming back with something new. Well, let me just start here. Again, they sent me the shoe for review. I didn't pay a dime for it. As always, I'm going to give you my honest review. We'll start like this. I didn't do an unboxing because when I got it, I had other things I had to do. I had to go out the country. When I got back, I heard, hey, man, they're out of business. Okay. So I kind of put it on the shelf, but I did wear it. As you can see, it's been worn. Um, I can tell you this is a light MocToe. I wouldn't say this is a work boot. Like if you had to work in a shop or, hard work where, it's going to be, kind of brutal. This is more of like a boot that you would wear. Like let's say you work in an office and you can put this on in the snow or the rain, or just if you're a boot person, you can wear it. It's very, very comfortable. Okay, let's say that off top. Um, it feels like a sneaker. It truly does. However, I believe I told them my size is 13, and they said, "Oh, it's true to size." I was like, okay. They send me a 13, and it's too big. It's too big. You do get a lot of room, and I do like the almond toe in it. And it's a true MocToe. You can tell where this part of the apron is stitched with another part of leather here. Okay, you can see that. Um, that's a plus, I guess. Um, what I do like about it is the bottom. Sometimes, with the MocToes, they got a big white bottom, which is fine. But sometimes I really like the black part to it, especially if I'm wearing it casually. If I'm doing a casual wear with it, I want to be able to have, a MocToe with a big white bottom and one with the black, just so I can switch it up. They sent me a black pair, which is, I mean, it's fine. I don't wear a lot of black, or I wear, other colors. So, but anyway, it's just for a review. Now, where do I start? Well, they say it's an aniline leather, which, aniline is supposed to be a great leather. But if you look here on this, you can see all kind of stuff. It looks like the leather had measles all down in there, and that's something that just stood right out to me when I opened it out the box. The here, the stitching, if you look at it there, it's not quality there. Even there, look at the phrase on it. And I could take a lighter and burn that, but still. What I did like though, it didn't have a pull tab, and I know some I've seen the pull tab is back here. It's easier so it doesn't trap, when your pants go up and it won't trap. But I don't need a pull tab because I usually put my shoes on with a shoe horn anyway. So I did like that. Another thing I liked about it was the inside, the lining leather reminds me kind of like a Beckett Simonon. So it's real supple, feels good. I think the tongue might even have a pad under it, like right down here. So it's a semi-gusseted. You can see here. Let me show you. Do, 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 do. Get rid of that. So you can see the little gusseted there on the tongue. Look at that there. I don't know if you want to wear it. And again, I'm not that puddle jumper, but I don't see this as being a rugged type boot. The the sole here is real soft. I mean, it's really soft. And I think if I was to wear this, let's say, I walk on a ton of cement, doing a lot of walking. I'm in a city like New York or DC, and I'm downtown. I live there, and I'm doing a lot of walking on that cement. This might wear down fast. might wear down real fast. You know how you get that little slant on the heel. However, they say it's 360-degree welt, so you can get it uh, redone. I don't know if it'd be worth it though, to be honest. What else? This part here doesn't appear to be waxed or finished. Okay. This welt right here. It seems like it's a leather vegetan welt that, um, I mean, I can put some Venetian on it to protect it and some wax, and I should be fine. But the stitching, I've seen better. The other thing is with it, you know, you know how you see some cheap boots like knockoff Timberlands when you look down here in the curvature of your foot. If you look at them both, it kind of looks like it's flat. Some shoes look like you can barely tell the left from the right. And with these, when I pulled them out the box, I kind of saw that, and I didn't like that. Again, I'm a true 13. I don't have a wide foot, and my foot swam in these, which is cool. But I think if it went down a half a size, it would fit me better. I believe there's either a plastic or some type of fiberboard on the toe and the heel. Seems pretty sturdy, you know, up to about right there on each side where it's creasing. I did wear these now, and they are comfortable. I mean, you don't even. I don't think it's a break-in on them, other than this part. This part can be stiff, but you wear it enough, I think that part will break in. Um, what else? Okay, here's the good part. So what I did was I put a thick pad inside because this is removable. I put a thick pad like this inside to help with that space. Okay. And this is also in the shoe. Now this is a sponge, like it's like a sponge, right here. Yeah. Now I do believe that my good friend at the shoe stop, Fitzpatrick, love that guy. He tells it like it is. When you have this that's real spongy, over time it will go flat. So that'll go flat. That little give right there that makes it feel so good on the heel, it'll go flat and you have to get another. So what I did was I just put this pad in, I put this over top, and it fit well. So I think on the fit, man, it's probably a half a size, depending on, if you got a wide foot, it's probably a half a size. If you got a narrow foot like me, it might be a full size. But since they're out of business, I can't send it back. So that's that. What I also noticed too, down in here, that's real leather insole here. That's real leather stitched in. You can see that all that in there. You got a reverse on the heel so you don't get any heel slippage. It appears like it locks in pretty good, but and it's probably hard to see. If I run my hand right here, it's very hard. That's a hard piece across there. And I can see that being uncomfortable over time. Now, of course, I put these on with like boot socks. But this boot, if you size it right, you don't even have to wear boot socks because it feels like a sneaker. But with boot socks, that little hard piece right there, I didn't feel it. But I felt it with my hand. And I could probably tell over time, I probably would feel it. Now, the Q&A on it, the quality control on it, there's all kind of little bad things if you look down in that boot. There's some misstitching. There's some crack spots on that leather. This is the one that really threw me off. If you look down in there, you can see right there where it's split. Now that's split. That's not good. That right there, for me, really makes the shoe a failure for me. even though it feels comfortable as all get out, but it makes it a failure for me. And then if you look here, it might be hard to see where the plastic on the heel or fiberboard or whatever that is, it's kind of wore right there already. It's kind of wore right there. And I haven't, I've wore them a couple times just so I can give you a quality review. But inside here, man, it feels really good. What's that say? 01, 2025. Yeah, size 13. I'm not a fan, man. I heard they want to rebrand and come out with something else better, but I'm not a fan of this boot at all. I don't think this will last long. But I think if you work in an office and you work on carpet or linoleum, that'll hold. But if you're like, hey man, I work in a shop and I want something that looks good and is kind of whatever rugged, this is not the one to get. The leather on the top part here, it looks like it has measles. It looks like something's going on there. Look at the stitching, the phrase of it. Now you can take a lighter. I can do it. You can take a lighter and burn those frays, okay? Even here. You can do that if you want to, but quality control should have caught that. If you look at it here, you can see, look at that. Whatever that is there, it's all bad. It's knotted out. It's not smooth. Now I do know people say, man, for the cost, it's a great shoe. Well, I think if you spend $1, it still should be, good. This has so many problems with it, but this inside, man, it feels great. Um, it's lined all the way through. The tongue feels great. It doesn't slide on you from left to right, so it stays right there. But wearing it, you will feel like it's a sneaker. I mean, honestly, you will because of this and this. But I believe when this spring, this pad here loses its cushion, it's going to get hard. But make sure you size right if this is what you want to go with. Shoestrings are, shoestrings. Old school. Remember we used to take these and push it back down through there like that? You should push it back down through on the ends. And then, I do like that the shoestrings aren't extra long. I hate having shoestrings where you tie them around here after you tie them. I hate that. Some people like it. I'm not a fan of that. Another thing I saw on the pad. So look at that. There's something going on here with the pad. There's something going on there. And I probably wore these about 3 or 4 times, and I wore them. I put them in dirt, and I did what I did so I could let you know. But I could see this wearing down easy, peeling, especially on cement. But I would take wax and some Venetian leather balm, and I seal that. Then I put a coat of wax over it just to save that. I haven't done anything to it. I just didn't feel the need to put some after I wore it and saw all the imperfections and saw that heel tear in there. Normally, I like to put some conditioner on it and protect it, but I probably will never wear these. I hate to say that. I know it's trying to be an up and coming company and all that good stuff, but you really can't put this kind of product out, especially on the online market. So like if I paid for this, I'd have to try to send it back. I know they're out of business, but if I paid for it, I have to try to send it back and then wait to get it again and play that game back and forth. Look here on the stitch. Look at the Goodyear welt stitch here. That's not even good. It's just not a good shoe. And again, I know they went out of business, and I'm just not. I would be highly upset. And the stitching down through there, It's not good. Look at all the frays, and I think they could have did. It could have been better. If you look at this one's stitched a little bit better. So yeah, this is a no for me. But again, like I said, they're out of business. So even on the welt here, you can see some imperfections, and yeah. Here's my thing, man. Don't tell me it's a good value and then give me stuff that's not prepared good. It's not a That's not a good value. When we talk customer service, don't tell me, "Oh, the customer service is great." The best customer service is when I don't ever have to talk to somebody from the company. I order it, it comes, it's perfect. Okay, and then information on the website, since we're doing online, it's all there. How the shoe is made, where the tan's from, what kind of material was in it. It is even broken down. I tell you, who's really good at that is Parkhurst. Andrew will tell you every little thing about the shoe online, and then when you order it, you never have to talk to him again. To me, that's great customer service. I talk about Thursday Boots being having good customer service. Why? Because every time I had a problem, they answered it and they fixed it. But again, I had a problem. But good customer service is when I don't have to talk to anyone. For me, that's quality customer service. Now, if I'm buying it, I can get all the information online, or you can call them and they can tell you one way or the other. But it's a different day. So, yeah, man, this here, man, the stitching on it, it's like a hard right there, and I could tell if I didn't have my thick merino wool socks on, that would just bother me. So yeah, this is a no, man. I don't know why they went out of business. I don't know if you can kind of see that all the way through there, but I don't know why they went out of business. If it was tariffs, if it was just they just wasn't selling. I was told that the value of the shoe, that you don't pay a lot for it. So I don't know, but I think someone told me they're coming back. I just hope it's something totally different. If you look down in here, right down in there, you can see like a little burn or a glue mark down in there. That's not good at all. So, yeah, man, that's the boot. It's a no for me, um, a big no. I don't know, if I could trust the company. We'll see. I don't know. Maybe they'll send me something, off their new brand to review, which I would love to do it because the shoe is comfortable. I mean, it's a real comfortable shoe, even though it's about a half size out. But if I put on, like I said, my thick socks, put that pad in, I could put on two of them, and I feel like I got a Jordan on, a sneaker. So I'll give them that, man. And it's light. It's not heavy. It's light. It makes you feel like, man, is this like a shoe that came from, like TJ Maxx or what's that, Gabe's or something like that? That's what it makes you think. But, there's really no need to break it in. It's already broke in, except for this part here. And this is tall. I mean, that's a tall there. That's a tall piece there. I think that was about 7 inches from here to there, something like that. So if you want a tall style boot, that'll be. This is the one. Let's see here. What we working with? From floor up, say 8.5. Yep. You want to go from the welt up, 7. Yeah. It's tall, man. So if you like a tall, go for it. Well, I guess you can because it's out of business, but we'll see. Yeah. I wanted to really like this boot too, man. I talked to the people, man, and I like what they were trying to do. They're trying to make an affordable shoe that was extremely comfortable. Well, they got the extreme comfort. They got that, except for the heel piece here. But down in here, it's comfortable. I think if it was a half size down, it'd be even more comfortable for my foot. But they look like boats when I took them out, man. That looks like a big, long, boaty shoe. So there you go, man. I wish them much success when they come back. Bow.